Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Always a pleasure to see our next guest, and especially now that he is a award-winning
That's
author.
right. He has won the BC Book Prize, and he has stickers in his pocket to prove it. Adventures in Solitude is the name of the book. Grant Lawrence, of course, you'll also know him from CBC Radio 3, is joining us now. How are you, Grant? Congratulations!
Yeah, well, thank you. But, you know, I think
First of all, that sweater is awesome.
I'm going to stand. I got to show the whole thing off here. Okay, the pivot.
The pivot. Oh, look at the flying V on the back there, buddy.
Did someone custom make that?
Well, this is actually, people ask me all the time, but this is a local company called, strangely enough, Granted Clothing. No relation,
Right.
but they're from Richmond, and they make these sweaters, and these were actually made for the 40th anniversary for the Canucks, and my wife got me this one for Christmas.
You have a great wife.
That's love.
She bought it at the rink.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and I do have a custom-made CBC
You have a
one.
CBC one.
So now I have a bit of a collection, but certainly I've been rocking this one for this incredible playoff run.
Oh, it's been amazing. Okay, tell us
it
where...
looks nicely pilled from lots of hugs
It
and high fives
yeah,
as well.
Well, yeah.
It's been loved.
Please don't notice that. But
Tell us the where and the when, because I know you are a diehard fan.
Total I watch the Canucks in a fortress of solitude. I am like, when I watch the Canucks, I'm like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction.
What do you do?
Well, I'm basically like this. In the fetal position, turning a light on and off until the end of the game. And if it goes into overtime...
What happens? Where do you go?
It's like, I'm so soaked,
I have to stand up.
So soaked in sweat. I'm like Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now, where I'm just hiding, coming out of the swamp. And
now, are yours...
I actually have to, during overtime, my thing is I have to stand up, because I can't sit down. I'm too anxious.
Not only do I stand, I also stroke this.
What is that?
This is
it a grumpaloo? Oh,
no, this is my lucky puck. Sorry. And I'm on a hockey team.
The Flying Vs?
We've got a picture of you and your team.
We won the championship this year. I made quite frankly, an unbelievable save, guys.
Really?
Yeah, and there I am with the team, North Vancouver, a whole bunch of musicians and various artists and doctors. And
I love your jerseys. Those are fantastic.
Yeah, so that's the Gibson Flying V guitar, and so this was our championship-winning puck this year.
Do you always have that with you when you watch the Canucks games?
I've been all over BC the last couple of weeks, and I've taken this everywhere with me, and I hold it and caress it, pet it, talk to it.
It's probably a
kiss
good
it.
thing that you're alone when you're watching the games, because this is getting a little awkward.
Yeah. Well, my wife went out and did karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
She's tweeting, oh, yeah, I just sang Coal Miner's Daughter. What?
Who cares?
We got the whole place to ourselves.
What other superstitions do you have for when it comes to hockey?
Well, mostly just being totally alone.
Yeah.
But, you know, the fetal position for most of the game.
I have, I've found two guys that I'll watch hockey with because they understand the rules. You don't talk during play.
Right.
You talk on the commercial breaks, and you only interact with each other when good or really bad things happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so I think, I have various clothes that I'll wear or not wear. Sometimes I'll strip. Like if
Please
it's
don't
really,
tell me that you're on the floor naked.
If it's going really bad, it'll be I'll go from Glenn Close to Martin Sheen to Ray Don Chong in Quest for Fire, like squatting by a creek naked.
Please don't. The visual is too much for me.
So I'll take clothes off out of superstition that this shirt must be bad luck. These pants must be bad luck. Oh, this underwear must be bad luck. And my wife will come home and say, what is going on here?
Okay, the last time you were on our show, you got to meet somebody.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. Kirk McLean, bookends. So that's backstage here at Urban Rush.
Yeah.
There's Kirk, one of my heroes. Had no idea he was so big.
1994.
1994, 17 years ago yesterday, Greg Adams put in the double overtime goal to knock out the Leafs. And Kirk McLean was back there, and so I met him in October when I was last on the show, the beginning of the season, and so it was kind of an...
I think that's maybe the good luck this year.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
And so that was so exciting for me to meet him. and my team won the championship, and it's all this hockey destiny.
The Canucks and a BC Book Prize.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, and I have a gift.
Where are you going?
A gift for you. But I've got a little.
There's stuff going on back there, right?
So here is, look. Now you guys did the first interview for this book, so thank you very much.
Really? Thank you.
You did.
Thank you for letting us do the first interview.
And this was tough. That people didn't, I mean, it was tough to find a publisher. It was tough to get anyone to believe in it. So I really thank you guys for cracking the interview egg.
But when we got our copies, it did not have this golden seal.
Right, so this is the National Bestseller Edition and the special Golden Decal BC Book Prize Edition for you guys.
What
so
do you
thank
think
you.
resonates with this? I mean, because it's a spectacular part of Canada, Desolation Sound. But what do you think resonates with this book for people? I mean, obviously it's about a place, but there's great stories about you, your family, music. I mean, pretty much everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it actually boils down to place. I think what I've found out, I've done over 40 dates right across the country, whereas I was told by the national publishers that the book would have no appeal.
Nationally, yeah.
Or even regionally.
Right.
They said, you know, no one...
It'll do well in Powell River and Lund.
Yeah, Powell River and Lund, those people might like it if they can read. And so I said, wait a second, you know, and what I believe, and hoped, was that there was an appeal for anyone who had ever been dragged anywhere by their parents against their will.
Which is a great Canadian tradition, to drag your children into our gorgeous, stunning outdoors when they don't want to be there.
I hated it, went through my little rite of passage as a rock and roll singer.
It's a coming-of-age thing?
It's a coming-of-age thing. And so people, whether they're dragged to their cottage in Cape Breton Island or whether they're dragged to some musty tent in BC or the Northwest Territories.
You know, I'm just getting flashbacks to being a kid.
You know what I miss? Canvas.
Canvas, a lot.
Yes.
So take us back
but there
17 years ago, because now you are a BC Book Prize winner, national bestseller, you're, you know, a writer, your team won that puck.
Well, we won more than the puck.
17 years ago, what were you doing?
17 years ago, I was standing, 17 years ago last night, I was standing over a deep fryer.
Oh.
Yes, at Carlisle's Chicken Cafe in New Westminster, British Columbia.
I really hope you were working there.
I was working. We were listening to back in the kitchen, listening to the strains of the radio, Jim Robson on the radio, and peeking through into the main part of the restaurant. Now, this restaurant in New Westminster, I mean, it collected kind of like the welfare version of Cheers as its customers. So just this assortment of pirates and scallywags and crack addicts, and but they all loved their chicken and their hockey, and man, did we party that night! The whole gang.
Oh my God! And now you're naked on the floor doing Quest for Fire.
Yeah.
My, how things have changed for you.
Yeah, well, it's been a fun ride, and hey, 17 years later, here we go.
No kidding.
Well, pick up the book, Adventures in Solitude: What Not to Wear to a Nude Potluck, and other stories from Desolation.
This is, for me, I think this is the best book that I've read in the last couple of years doing the show. I've really, really loved it. It's gone through my entire family. We all loved it.
Wow, well, thank you, Michael.
My pleasure, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick break.
I want to watch a hockey game with you, by the way.
Yeah, well...
that might get really weird.
It could get
Let me just
really
say, I'm ready.
You guys.
Okay, this is what it looked like.
We're going to take a break, and when we return...